I did it, and it makes me happy. Hey, y'all. APG Jamie here. And I'm happy that you're here, too. So, anyway, Barbara over at 49 Dragonflies, y'all know her, did, I saw a video recently. I'll link to it below and hopefully in the upper right-hand corner. Anywho, okay, she did a video. I know I'm off screen, y'all. I know that. Okay, thank you. Anywho, and she was taking little safety pins and was putting beads on there, and you can only get them on the side that comes loose from the safety pin part you actually pin through the fabric. Okay, and I thought, there's got to be a way, right? There's got to be a way. I'm not saying I invented this, because I am way sure this has been done before. Okay? So, I have a couple of newish safety pins, and by newish, I mean bought in the 2000s. And I have some old ones, vintage ones, that were bought from a charity shop or something, somewhere, sometime or another, because they're the old coppery colored ones. Okay? Now, just so you know about safety pins, the metal that they are made from varies. Some are easier to pull apart. Some are harder to pull apart. Okay? For a warning, look at that. Look at that. A couple of them broke. Hey, metal will do that, depending on, how it's bent and all that kind of stuff. It was not the easiest to get it to spring apart, and you need to have it kind of wide-ish so your beads will slip around the little spiral parts. And not all the beads, these are seed beads, but not all of them have as big a hole as others. As you know, if you've done any beading, you know this. And speaking of back to the wire, some of the safety pin wires are thinner than others, so there's a variance in the wire thickness as well as the bead hole size. Okay. Anyway, and I thought, well, let's see if we can wrap some beads around the solid piece of the safety pin so we don't have to pull it apart, because, it's kind of fiddly. It is kind of fiddly. The video is slightly sped up, and by slightly, I do mean slightly. Not much. Okay. And so I thought, well, let's see if we can do, a little bead wrap. So we've put some, this is floral wire, so it's pretty thin and pretty easy to bend around. And I'm kind of looping it through the loop of the safety pin bottom, because you don't want it to come loose. And this was just all me thinking about solving Barbara's problem, even though it's not a problem, because her project came out amazing. Just saying. Good job, Barbara. Anywho, so I've got my beads on the wire, and I've made it pretty much about as close to the length of that particular safety pin. And you're varying on the seed beads because they're not all the same width anyway. Anywho, I know a lot of disclaimers, y'all, a lot of disclaimers for a little 15-minute video, but it's how it goes. So now I'm just wrapping the wire around the beaded part of the wire. It's same one solid wire, and wrapping that around the safety pin. It doesn't look the greatest, and I can't say it was much easier, if at all easier, than the other one, but it's an option, because it's an option. And there might be other ways to do it. I don't know. And so now I'm just squishing it down, because you want to make sure all your little ends are tucked in, because you don't want to scratch anybody. And the ones that you are able to pull loose, pry apart, de-spring even, You got to be careful when you bend them back, because if you bend them too shallow, the pointy part of the safety pin will not meet into the clasp, or it may be too long to slip into the clasp. If that makes any sense. It kind of makes sense to me. Once you do it, if you try this, okay, yeah. And there are safety pins of varying sizes. I mean, we're talking about like old diaper pin size. I don't have any of those. I used cloth diapers on two sets of my kids, but not all three. Anywho, well, the other ones, the older ones, they didn't need diapers when I got them. Anywho, this is a slightly bigger bead. I don't know if they're still considered seed beads, but they are slightly bigger. And I'd say the fiddliest part, what is the fiddliest part? Well, it's fiddly kind of pulling it apart. It's fiddly getting the beads to, wrap around there, because you do not want to totally unbend the loop. All right, you just don't, because getting it back looped in there is going to be near impossible. Okay, because some of them are kind of a little gappy. They're a little gappy. The beads are not coming off, but they're a little gappy. Just saying. How many did I make? I don't know. Somebody else can count them. I don't know. But, So, trying to get the bead to swirl around the little swirly part there, that was something. Okay? So, here we go. It's the same thing. I know. Halfway in and you've got the whole story. You could speed it up. You could slow it down. One day I will actually learn how to get in the center of my screen. It's possible. But I zoomed in and, I seem to have that issue. When I zoom in, I just have that issue, don't I? Anyways. Getting them on there. And you don't want to put too many on there, because you want it to be able to close. And if you get too many on there, it won't smoosh back together very well. And less would be okay. I mean, I could have strung a charm in there. Why didn't somebody tell me that? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I have no plans on what I'm going to do with them. Okay? No plans. But I was just trying to solve an issue. So that's just a piece of coffee tea stained fabric. And I'm going to show how you can pin it in there. You take just a little bit of fabric on your pin. See, just a little. Okay? If you want double beads. Okay? And you can put a couple of beads, or one or two, or none. Okay, hang on. We're getting our little beads on there. On the little needle part of the safety pin. Okay. And I'm sure other people have already told Barbara she could do it this way. I don't know. It was just, I'm sure it's been done. I know I said that, but I'm sure. And now we're slipping in just the other little teeny piece of fabric right there before we close our pin up. So we got a little beading going on both little sides there. Okay? So, anywho, I'm sure other people have already done this. I'm not the inventor of anything. Except me. I invented me. Not really. Same difference. So I'm going to show you again in case you didn't catch it the first time, because, I'm redundant that way. Repeatable. Yeah, repeatable. So, yeah, that. Anyway, it was fun, and it was interesting for my brain to spin it around and see if I could figure it out. I figured it out for myself. No, it's been done. I'm sure. I haven't Googled it, but anyhow, there may be a better way. You let me know if there's a better way, right? Right? Question mark? Okay, there we go. And then I think I do some more. Oh, the copper one, the old safety pin, the old vintage one, okay, that's from the 1900s, y'all. That one was harder to pull apart. It's a better metal, just saying. All depends on the metal of your safety pin, okay? And I did mention there were bigger ones, so, you could use bigger beads. And it would probably be easier to do the wire wrap sort of one on a bigger safety pin. I'm sure, because these are small and they're a little fiddly. See, little seed beads. They come like that. Well, the ones I have came like that. They came like, I'm going to say bracelet size, and they were all scooped up together in one package kind of thing. This is the old one, and it was a little fiddly to get apart. Now, once you've done about 3 or 4 of them, you kind of get the hang of pulling them apart without poking yourself. Because remember, there's a sharp pin on there. Safety pin will pin you. And I guess a smart thing to have done would have been put a little something over the tip of that. I don't know, maybe like a little ball of glue or something. Then I wouldn't have been poking myself. Maybe that. Yeah, maybe. Anywho, moving along. Now I'm coming back to, is that the bigger bead? I think these are the slightly bigger beads. And some of them do not want to go around the curve. Oh, there, I'm springing it out a little bit more. Because the seed beads did not want to fit on this particular size of metal. This is the older vintage one, okay? Just saying. So, yeah, that. Anywho, tools. Moving along. Just a few more minutes, y'all. I did more than what I'm just showing you. Because, it's almost like once you get started. And I didn't do this very long. What? 30 minutes tops? Yeah. Probably not even that long. I have no plan on what to do with them. But they're adorable. Thanks, 49 dragonflies. So, I know. Smooshing it back. Trying to get smooshed back together. When we do jump rings, we twist them apart. We don't pull them apart. So, showing you sort of the different sizes. Did I get it? I did not. No, I did not do a big one. Why didn't I do a big one? I have some bigger ones. As a quilter, I used to safety pin my quilt layers together. I'd lay my backing down on the floor, and then I'd put my quilt batting in there, and then I'd put my my quilted, my pieced top on there, and then I'd pin them all together with thousands. No, it wasn't thousands. It was a lot of safety pins, though. And then that way you can roll it up and put it on your quilt and frame. It was a little fiddly. My fingers were a little sore afterwards. Didn't y'all know I have finger issues? So, that. I did do a biggish one. But I think I have some safety pins even bigger than that. I don't know. The hard part was, yeah. Well, it was the whole thing was fiddly. I'm no lion. Ta-da! I didn't do ta-da hands. Ta-da! Hands. Photo montage. Aren't they cute? But anyway, when you pin them on like that and put beads on the actual pin part, when you take them off, those beads are coming off. See that dark brown one that looks rusted? That's the old-fashioned coppery one. I'm saying copper. I'm not sure what they were made out of, y'all. There's the broken ones. Only 2 broke out of all those that I did. So, that's not too bad. And, your metals are, different. So, look at that. So cute. Make me happy. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Oh, go check out Barbara at 49 Dragonfly. See her amazing project. Thanks for watching and happy arting, y'all.